You know, there's nothing like cracking that cellophane, pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Man, this stuff rocks.
This is Justin of Dirty Honey, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather, and as always, I bring you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a privilege to have Justin Smolian, bassist of Dirty Honey. Dirty Honey has released their current self-titled EP and also is on tour starting Friday, February 21st in Seattle, Washington, and runs through May 24th at the Dos Equis Pavilion in Dallas, Texas. Notable music festivals that they're going to be on is Rocklahoma in Pryor, Oklahoma, Byron Bay Blues Fest in Australia, and plus Download Tokyo, Japan. So that's going to be coming up. And you also want to get out and check out Dirty Honey's singles When I'm Gone and Rolling Sevens. And this is off the self-titled EP that's released last year, but we're going to be talking about all this good stuff. So, Justin, I'll shut up and let you do some talking. So, how you doing?
Oh, good, man. Thanks for having me on. We're super excited about all this touring that we're doing this year, and the international stuff's going to be super cool.
How's it been working with Pirates PR firm so far? How's it been working with Heidi and those folks?
Oh, Heidi's awesome. She's so cool, and yeah, I mean, she's just done a great job for us. We've definitely gotten into some bigger magazines or journals or whatever, and she's super sweet, and she's got cool stories, but she also kind of keeps the lid on it. One of the first bands she ever worked with was Van Halen, but
wow.
You know, she'll tell us some stories, but she won't tell us like the real dirt, and I appreciate that. Since, you know, PR lady.
I didn't know that she worked with Van Halen at the beginning. That's a new one for me too.
Yeah, she's legit.
She's OG.
Yeah.
What's impressed or excited you the most about making this debut self-titled EP, if anything, man? Justin, what sticks out for you the most about making that EP for you guys?
I mean, it was a pretty amazing experience. We got to go to Byron Bay, Australia, which is just one of the most beautiful places in the world. And our producer, Nick Padilla, his studio, like, you can see the ocean from there, but it's also kind of like in the jungle. It's a very inspiring place. And also, obviously, getting to work with Nick, because he's just worked with so many great artists, some of our favorites. You know, he did the Rage Against the Machine stuff, and Tim Comerford's a huge influence on me, especially his tone. So when I was first talking to Nick, I was like, hey, I'm really a big fan of Tim Comerford. I'm going for a tone similar to his. When I got to Australia, he already had like a setup waiting for me, so that was pretty amazing. And getting to talk to him about how they actually did it on that record too was super cool.
So working with him, did he push you guys? Did he get something out of you all that you think maybe somebody else may not have gotten, possibly?
You know, yeah, they definitely helped us kind of put the finishing touches on it. And he was really good about actually not letting us overproduce it, like kicking us out of the studio if we wanted to do 2 takes, like Rolling Sevens. It was just literally 1 take of bass and drums, I think even the rhythm guitar. And he was like, I got it. And we had just actually changed the arrangement on it. And Corey was like, oh, I barely even knew it. I want to do it again. And he wouldn't let him. He's like, that's the take. So that was really cool.
Writing the previous songs on this EP, or even the new songs, does it challenge or push you guys? Does it show your versatility of your songwriting?
Yeah, I think so, because I don't think, especially this first EP, and we're going to try to do it with the next one too, it's like, I don't think any of the songs sound exactly like each other, but they all sound like Dirty Honey, which is definitely something that we want to go for, because there's not specifically one era or decade of rock that we like. You know, like we like everything across the board, and I think the writing kind of reflects that. When I'm Gone's kind of got a Zeppelin thing, Rolling Sevens kind of has an Aerosmith thing, Heartbreakers kind of got like a 90s Seattle kind of vibe to it. So yeah, we're just always trying to let all our influences breathe through.
That being said, with songs sounding like throwbacks to the 70s artists and things like that, do you think that it may come across as people going, well, they're just copycats? You know what I'm saying? Well, this song sounds like this one. Do you think that's even fair? Because, I mean, this is your guys' music.
I mean, for the most part, we're it's usually a compliment. And I think the good thing is that hasn't been one band directly that people say we sound like. We've gone so many different ones. And I think that just is a testament that we're, you can hear our influences, but there's not one direct band or artist that we're, taking our influence from. I mean, when somebody says, hey, you guys sound like Aerosmith meets Zeppelin meets AC/DC, we're like, well, that's awesome. Those are some of our favorite bands.
Well, sure.
But if everybody was just going like, oh, you just sound like this, and everybody was saying the same thing, blind dude. Then I think it'd be a bigger problem.
Any tracks standing out more to you than any right now on this self-titled EP? I know it must change every time that you guys talk about it, listen to it, or even try to get a set list. But are there any that stand out to you possibly?
I love all the songs. Currently we're on the single Rolling Sevens, which is probably the most fun song to play live. And our next single, Heartbreaker, I'm personally close to. And that song's actually really great during the set because we kind of break it down, and every show we do it now, like the whole audience will sing the chorus, and that's like definitely a special moment in every show.
Was it hard to choose between these current set of songs, which one you wanted to put out for the first single, or was it hands down When I'm Gone? What was it about that song that made it hands down the number one track to put out for you guys first?
Well, When I'm Gone, we re-recorded it for the album, but we made a demo of it, and that's actually how, when our manager jumped on board, Mark Badia, and before we went to Australia, he'd already decided that was going to be the first single. He's like, that's a radio smash. And honestly, our management's they're all kind of radio legends and promo guys. And so we've put it in their hands, and they've just done a great job. We trust them, and they're coming through for us.
Are you guys writing anything right now for an upcoming EP, maybe for this year or into this year possibly? What's going on with that right now?
Yeah, we are. And, we're on tour right now, and we've been playing some of the new songs live, and we've been getting a great reception. And we're actually heading back to Australia to make the next EP in March. Okay. So hopefully that'll come out sometime later this year. So
with this current EP that's out for you guys, the Dirty Honey EP, is this the sound that you guys are happy with? Is this what we can see for the next album, or would you like to expand out of that realm a little bit? I mean, we're just going to write whatever comes, and that's kind of our process. I think the next EP is going to have some more groovy stuff on it, but it's all going to sound like Dirty Honey. That's all we really care about. I mean, you're not going to hear us like making an EDM track or anything like that, and we try and keep it just a guitar, bass, drums, and vocals, and we try to keep it sounding live, so that's what you could expect. What do you hope everyone takes away, or message you hope they hear while listening to any of Dirty Honey's music in general, Justin? What do you hope that they get from it when they listen to it, man? Man, I hope they just really feel rock and roll and feel the passion, and it just gets them pumped up, and that they have a good time, really, and then that they want to come to a show, because the show is even a different experience. We never play the songs exactly the same every night. There's always improvisation. We stretch out, but I hope they get that live sense from the record, that these are just four dudes in a room making rock and roll. I love the camaraderie like that, especially when you're doing a set and you have, in between sessions you're talking to your bandmates, stuff like that. Just I love that stuff like NoFX used to do live. I thought that was pretty cool, and I think that bands, when they do that, make it a little bit more special during a show, I think. Yeah, but we want people to have an experience and walk away being like, that was worth the money they paid for a ticket, and that they want to come back and do it again. For sure, man, for sure. In your own opinion, what does Dirty Honey bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now? I mean, no one's reinventing the wheel, but what are you guys adding to that wheel? I just think new great songs and our own unique approach to rock and roll. And just, like I said, not having a lot of overdubs, no auto-tune, just real rock and roll. And I don't think a lot of people are actually doing that right now, especially coming from LA, a lot of the guys in the band, we've all done sessions and playing the click tracks and having multiple edits. That's something we've personally avoided making this album, and that we're going to continue to do in the future. I thought this was pretty cool. Your first guitar teacher was your father's best friend, who happened to be the guitar player for Sha Na Na. Let's talk about that a little bit. How was getting guitar lessons? It was terrible. I put the guitar down for a year after that because he was a really bad teacher. Great guy. Great guitar player, but he wasn't trained, so he didn't know how to explain, what he was doing really. And I remember the first time he sat me down, he was trying to have me do a bar chord, and I'd never even touched a guitar. So it's the worst thing to have a kid do the very first time they touch a guitar. I taught guitar lessons, and that was nobody ever did it the first time. It's like, how could you be part of a huge band and you don't know how to teach somebody how to play guitar? How? That's like being a chef and you can't teach somebody how to cook something. That's pointless.
Yeah, but he was awesome. I mean, he actually gave me my first half stack, which was his old Music Man that he played in Sean Na, and that was my guitar amp in high school, which I played until I blew the transformer, and then I sold it.
That's awesome. Now, you also have a Bachelor of Music in classical guitar. Let's talk about how special is that for you to have versus to where that bad experience is a guitar teacher to that?
I mean, it was a really unique experience for me, and I do love that style of music, and it's definitely given me some techniques that I use on the bass that I don't think a lot of other players have, and kind of a different kind of ear for harmony. And I had a great time in college. Like, I learned a lot. I didn't just do classical guitar. I took lessons in jazz and R&B and other styles of music. I could also say it was a waste of time, kind of.
Well, that shot my next question, because my next question was going to be, could we see something, down the line maybe from you with classical stuff, maybe an album, maybe something?
No, I have no desire to do that.
Live the dream, folks. Live the dream.
Yeah, no, I did that, and it was a great experience, but I definitely realized by the end of my time in college, like, that's not what I was put here to do.
Is there a country that stands out or even shocks you that Dirty Honey gets support from now, since you can see who's buying MP3s and things like that, or the album?
Japan, for one. Like, I still can't believe we're going over there to play in a couple months. Really excited about that. I've never been to anywhere in Asia, so that's going to be really cool. And there's like a Dirty Honey fan club in Spain, and that's just crazy to me. And Brazil. I really want to go to Brazil. There's like a fan club down there for us now also, and that's crazy. I really hope we make it down there soon.
Yeah, I've always said, man, if you branch out to Brazil and you got Brazilians listening to your music, and Brazil is a heavy place for music, and you know that just as well as I do, and they dig your music, you have achieved some great rock and roll, my friend, on that point.
Well, thanks, man. Yeah, I really hope we make it down there soon. That's always been like a top place. Just even traveling, I've always just wanted to check out Brazil.
When you were growing up, did you have a go-to album or just one specific song that just allowed you to escape or get away, maybe possibly?
There were a few, I guess, over the years. One of the first albums I got when I was really young that really turned me on to music was actually Nirvana's live album, Bloody Vegas of Wishka. Like, all my friends, I think we were in 5th or 6th grade, we got that, and we started a little band because we all love Nirvana. And then, by the time I was 15 or 16, I was playing more, and I got, a friend gave me Appetite for Destruction. That just completely changed my life. Those would be two big ones. I was also a huge Soundgarden fan, so Bad Motorfinger was a really big album for me.
So I want to go back and ask you about the Dirty Honey EP. Are there any songs that didn't make that's possibly going to be on this new EP coming up from you guys? Or is this going to be all new stuff?
It's going to be all new stuff. I think we recorded 7. Last time we did it, and we released 6, and we're not going to release that 7th one. And we've got enough material that we've written over the last year for the new EP. We do a lot of self-edited, so nothing from the last EP that didn't make it is going to be on this one.
How could folks stay in touch with you guys, buy some merchandise, keep it tour dates, the album you have out right now, plus new stuff? How can they do that?
Well, they could purchase the merch at dirtyhoney.com, and all our tour dates are on there also, but just are following us on Instagram, our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. There's usually links on all of those to our tour dates, and we run all those pages, so if you're talking to somebody, in the messages, you're talking to us. And we still try and interact with our fans as much as we can, but it is starting to get overwhelming.
Oh, I would imagine, because I think it sucks that you guys are not signed right now. I honestly think that you guys should be signing on some label right now, for sure, and that's just my opinion.
Well, we've had offers, but right now, it just, nothing people have offered, we just don't feel like it's worth giving up what they're asking for, because we've done so well on our own, so... It's not from lack of offers, I'll tell you that.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, if you feel more comfortable in DIY, then stay DIY. I mean, that makes total sense, to me.
Yeah, and if the right offer comes along, it's definitely something we'd entertain, but that's really something our manager's taking care of now.
Before I let you go, Justin, would you care to do a promo for the show?
Sure. This is Justin of Dirty Honey, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up. You only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our new podcast link and plus our YouTube link. You want to subscribe to all these because anything and everything we do is going up on the BODS Mayhem Hour podcast and YouTube link. Also, get out and check out Dirty Honey. You will not be disappointed. Justin, I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck, my man.
Thanks, man. It was great talking to you.
No problem. See you later, Justin.
All right, bye.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.